Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm Dr. Cush. Listen, it's the end of the year. It's the end of the year, and I figured it would be a good time to revisit an ingredient that I have given some guff to. I have guffed it up a little bit, this ingredient. Not my favorite ingredient. Usually, if I will see this ingredient on a menu, I will skip that cocktail. Is not interesting to me, but we're giving it one last shot. Maybe we will have a Christmas miracle when eventually Dr. Cush loves a ginger beer cocktail. So that's what we're making tonight. We're making a cocktail called the Nor'easter. It's coming out of Brooklyn, the Cobble Hill neighborhood up there, from a bar called Char Number 4. This is a Nor'eastern. To me, seems very similar to a lot of other ginger beer cocktails, but I've been promised that it's different. So stick around. We're going to make this cocktail. We're going to hang out. I think that's the show. That's the thesis. Watch this. Of course, Dr. Cush, along with my bar back. Let's start that one more time. I forgot that don't worry about it. Watch. Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Cush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. All right. Let's say hello to everybody before we start this drink. A very, very simple construction of a drink. It falls right into the mule category. We'll talk about what a mule is. I think it's important that we at least have an idea when we're muling, whether or not we are muling correctly or whether we incorrectly are muling. Got to mule right. All right. Sorry, I missed some of these. This is where we're going to start. We're going to start over here at Shiny Panda Baker. Good evening. If you have an emergency that you need to get to me and you wrote it before Shawnee P wrote good evening, you have to write it a second time because I can't see anything before that. Bootopia is here. Good to see you, Bootopia. But I'm not even going to try at what BAB is. Be in a burqa. Be in a bikini. That's what it's got to be. Be in a bikini. So I guess that's what Bootopia is asking for us all to be in. Bikinis, guys. Bikinis. Okay. Roger G. Got to see my kids for dinner. Oh, how nice. Love that. Well, we are... there are some childish people in here. So if you want to just continue that straight through, I have a few people I can suggest. If you just need somebody to act childish at dinner, somebody in the chat will oblige. Who else we got in here? Tiki Court. Good to see you, Tiki Court. Always a pleasure, Tiki Court. Never a chore. I got to meet with some of the Cushies last night, and I did give them the pins that that Tiki Court made. Tiki Court made these amazing pins that had things like Kentucky Derby winner. I got to give 2 Kentucky Derby winners their pins. So very nice. Thank you, Tiki Court, for that. It was, again, a bit of a Christmas miracle. We might have 2 Christmas miracles tonight. That's what we're hoping for. Tiki Bonbon is here. Tiki Bonbon, of course, winner of the 2025 Kentucky Derby. Got to have dinner with her last night. Good to see you, Tiki Bonbon. You call her Bonbon in person. Who else we got in here? Moose. Tiki Tom is here. Tiki Tom, good to see you. C.W. Clarkle. Oh, this is Chuck. Chuck. Happy birthday, Chuck. You didn't show up on your birthday show. Maybe we'll stick to Chuck. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about what Chuck's up to later. Dougie G in the place to be. Got to see him last night too. Good to see you again. Dougie G here and ready to be here. Papo Mau Mau, Chris and Amy making tacos. Good. Good. I love a touch. People in the chat are literally texting. Last 4 hours of work sucked. I could use a cocktail right about now. Yeah, listen, buddy. It was a rough day. Forlorn Hope, cheers to you as well, pal. What a day you're having. And that's that. Oh, Cocktail Lulu. Maddie Peters. Look at all these people showing up. Wow, a little chitting and chatting. Brad Sager. Hello, all. This will be my in-flight entertainment from Houston to Kansas City. Love that. Oh, how long is that flight? I think I got about 20 minutes in this cocktail. So, you're gonna have to find something else to do. Captain Jack and Coke is here. Good to see you, Captain Jack and Coke. And there we go. We love my pin. Yes, love my pin, Tiki Court. Those pins were spectacular. Okay. Let's get into this. Now, everybody's got preferences. You got preferences. I personally, I think tequila is really good in a margarita, and anything else, you're going to have to show me something. You're going to have to do something real good with it. With the red Italian bitters. I feel like for the most part, they just take over a cocktail. You throw them into a cocktail, you make a normal, regular cocktail, a good sour, something like a daisy, you're doing whatever, and then suddenly you throw in some Campari, some Aperol. That's all I taste. I don't care for the Jungle Bird for that exact reason. But another one that I just have a weird preference against is ginger beer. I feel like all ginger beer stuff kind of tastes the same. But there is a bar out in Brooklyn called Char Number 4, and they swear that this is the best way to make a mule type cocktail. What do we say? What are we saying when we say mule? Well, we're talking about ginger beer, lime, and spirits. That is a mule. Gingerbird, lime, and spirit. That is how you make it. Technically, the mules would fall into the fizz highball category because we are adding a lot usually of ginger beer. Despite the fact that they are built first, like they are usually sours or daisies, you can either get a punch working, but once that ginger goes in there, it becomes a mule. Why does ginger get this distinction, but other things don't? Well, we have theories on how the cocktail even became to be. How did it come to be? Some people think, and I think this is gross. This is the profession I've chosen, right? This is where I'm at. Some people think it had to do with harassing a horse. What do I mean by that? Well, when horses would get sick, their tails would flop down. And so, in order to sell a floppy tail horse, people would take small bits of ginger, right? Little thumb sizes of ginger. And right before they were going to show this horse, they would take that ginger and they would ram it. That's the only way I can even put it. They weren't pushing it. No way that the horse, you got to ram it in there. Ram some ginger in a horse's behind. And I don't think that that's right. I don't think that they were doing the right thing. First of all, they're ripping off that poor person selling the horse. And second of all, leave that horse alone. He's sick. He doesn't need ginger in his rear end. That's not what he needs. Well, once they rammed that ginger into the horse, what would happen? Well, the horse's tail would cock up, and then we said it's a cocktail. So you put a little ginger into some mixture. You take a sip of that. Whoo! Cock your tail up. Cocktail. I don't like it as many more than anybody else does, but that's a pretty well established story of where the term cocktail came from. Sexually harassing horses. I don't care for it. Almost makes me want to leave. I had to talk a lot because this cocktail doesn't take that long to make. Okay, let's get into it. Yeah, 2 hours. Okay, good. Brad, I will do the rest of these as well. 2 hours. We're gonna do a 2-hour show tonight, guys. No, we're not. Okay, let's get into it. Super, super simple. What we're going to be doing is making our sour first, and we're going to build on top of that. What do we know about sour? We're looking for 2 3/4, 3/4. That's a really good place to start. So let's do cheapest ingredients first if we can. Reach over here and find some lime. This is our lime juice, pseudo. Yeah, okay, well, let's talk to this. Yes, scandalized. Absolutely scandalized. Those poor horses. I'll be very honest with you guys. I don't even think about horses. So I don't like them. I don't dislike them. I was once lost upon the back of a horse in where were we? Somewhere. I love the horse. I was in a line of people with horses, and the horse just walked off. I didn't know how to control a horse. It's like 3 times bigger than I am. I didn't know what to do. So I just walked with the horse for a while. To be honest, that could have been scary. It wasn't. It was fine. I don't think that much about horses. I do not want them being assaulted. Yeah, poor horses. Exactly. It's terrifying. Okay, we're just gonna build a sour. So let's start with the sour. So we're gonna go ahead and put 3/4 of an ounce of. I have to use the little ones. All the big ones are being cleaned. 3/4 of an ounce of some lime juice. Excellent. What? Year-end crew meeting. Working on the plans. Oh, yes, that's exactly what we were doing. We had a year-end crew meeting. We have lots coming up this year. We're putting together the final bits of my seminar for Arizona, and we have a bunch of fun shows coming up for you in the new year. We got a little crew working on it. Okay, this is where this begins to take a little shape. We're gonna go ahead and grab some maple syrup. Maple syrup is a big thing, I suppose, in the Northeast, which just means the Northeast. That shouldn't shock anybody. I in fact had a buddy. His name was Justin. Sounds like I made him up. I promise you, his name was Justin. Justin was trying for a long time because he lives in a place called Buffalo, New York. Anybody ever heard of it? Probably not. It's been wiped away 4 or 5 times just from sheer snow. He was trying to make a liquor out of maple syrup. It's got sugar in it, so you can make it into a liquor. It's possible. You can make a shoe into liquor. Absolutely. The problem with it is he didn't know what to call it. Is it a rum because there's a lot of sugar in it? Well, no, technically not. But there isn't a category of liquor that is made from maple syrup. I didn't know what to call it. So I'll tell you what he did. Quit trying to make it. Go ahead and put 3/4 of an ounce of some maple syrup in here. Excellent. Now you guys will notice I'm making this right inside the glass because the majority of this cocktail will be it'll be made with ginger beer. You can't shake ginger beer. It's got bubbles in it. The bubbles will get agitated, they'll get angry, and then they will explode. And then I got to spend the rest of the year cleaning up the bar back here. I don't want to do that. So instead, we're just going to sort of stir as we go. Take this. We got that heavy maple syrup in there. And that has a larger, or a heavier, something called specific gravity. Specific gravity is what makes layers in cocktails. So no matter what, it's going to float right down there to the bottom. Unless, ooh, that is good. Unless you give it a big stir. Stirring will integrate it. I hope there's a scientist in here that will tell me what the exact terms are, but it'll dilute it. It will make one absorb the other, and then they will become one liquid. There is a way to separate them, but I think it takes electrolysis. I'm just making that word up. Absolutely have no idea if electrolysis does anything or if it's even a word, but I wanted to sound like I did. Okay. Dang, I only have little ones. We're going to go ahead and find some bourbon. Now, this cocktail I found as I went through it can also be made with rum. You can also make this with rum. I think even if you make it with rum, you can still technically call it a nor'easter. where this comes from, Brooklyn, is not known for its large fields of corn. They're not making a ton of corn up there. They're getting all of their bourbon from down south. Some New York places make bourbon, but for the most part, you're getting it down south. It also is not known for all of its cane, this place called Brooklyn. So they're getting all their rum brought up from the Caribbean and from where the cane comes from. However, back in the day, New York would have been a pretty big port. So they would have had things like whiskey from the south, and they would have had things like rum from the islands, Caribbean islands. So I guess technically you can make it with what? You can make it with whatever you want. I'm going to try and just kill this bottle before the end of the year. So this is Cedar Ridge. This is our Iowa Straight Bourbon. We're just going to pour this right in here. Yes, we're going to put in 2 ounces. That's 1 ounce. Don't be alarmed that I'm pouring it in twice. At the last moment, I lost my jigger. Just gone. Just gone forever. Probably not forever, just for a little bit. Give this a stir. Yes. Got this. What do you think this is for? I bet you know. Ice, ice, ice. There we go. Nice with ice. We're going to add our ginger beer right here. We're going to try and get this ginger beer to go down low. So we're going to pour it through this little guy. We're going to run it straight down the side of our thing. Hopefully that ginger beer gets enough speed and hits the bottom. Probably not though. So instead, we're going to give it a nice little stir. Not a gentle stir of just melting ice. That's what this looks like. That's a gentle melting ice stir. We want to give it one of these. We want to go up and down because we want that. We want the heavier stuff on the bottom to reach up to the stuff on the top. Find an orange. I really got to find a better place for these. Put that there. Whoop. Plus, I have my my Tiki Tea Christmas glass. Very cool. Shawnee P's killed a few bottles lately. Yeah. It's almost restock mode too for me. We're gonna have to figure out. We're gonna do a whole, maybe do a shopping segment at some point. This is it, guys. It's incredibly simple. Mules. I saw somebody earlier say it's a buck. Yeah, it's also a buck. I think I probably got to look into it to figure out what the difference between oh, there we go, a Brad, or what the difference between a mule and a buck is. Because buck also is a ginger situation. I have a feeling that we're going to find that a mule, this is just my guess, and I may be absolutely wrong, and you can tell me that I'm wrong. I think a mule probably is ginger beer, and I think a buck is probably ginger syrup, or possibly ginger ale. That's my thought on it. I think a buck is using things like a ginger syrup in place of the sugar, or fresh ginger sort of ground up in there. That's my thought. And then a mule uses things like ginger beer, which is different. It's brewed. That's brewed. Bling. I wouldn't order it at a bar. I would not order this drink at a bar. I would see the ginger beer and I would keep skipping right past. There's a little Cush-sized hole leaving that restaurant because I'm not interested if that's that's all you're serving. Let's see how we did here, though. It's nice. It's very nice. Would I be? Does it taste like it? Does it change the rules of this experiment? No. It tastes like a ginger beer cocktail with bourbon in it. I can taste the bourbon. Bourbon's great. Very corny. Very good. Is it so much better because it has the maple syrup in there? It's okay. What ingredient would make the doctor order it? You're saying, okay, so I think this is what Papa Mama was saying, and now I got to think about it. If I saw that it was a ginger beer cocktail plus another ingredient, what would make me order it? This is my thought on that, Papa Mau Mau. I would need it to have not just one other ingredient. I would need it to have multiple other ingredients. If you're going to throw ginger in there and you're just going to use it to sort of fill up the cup of a sour, I get it. I understand it. Ginger beer just is not my favorite thing. So it's fine. It's fine. I drink ginger beer by itself. That's what it feels like when I'm tasting these drinks. So I would need to see that you put in a lot of other thought with ginger beer. I happen to really like a cocktail that has ginger beer in it. It's called the Suffering, the Death, the Dying, and the Dead Bastards. All three of those I think are great. I think for a mix show one time, we were doing equal parts cocktails, and I figured a way to make a dead bastard in 10 equal parts. That means a half an ounce of ginger beer and then a half an ounce of everything else. And I felt like that was really interesting. I also really like the story behind those cocktails. So if you're going to take time to put 5 other ingredients in there, I think 5 is my minimum. If I see ginger beer, I have to see 5 other things other than ginger. So this has got to be a 6 ingredient cocktail. Otherwise, I'm going to be bored. Otherwise, I'm going to skip past it because I may not look like it. In fact, I look exactly like it. I'm not an IPA drinker. I don't like IPAs. Not that a good IPA isn't good. I don't hate the taste of hops. What I don't like is when I was brewing beer. Surprise, surprise. Why is Cush brew? One second. We gotta just pull this out because I think that deserves a small sound effect. When I was brewing beer. Can you believe it? All my beer stuff is right there. When I was brewing beer, if I messed up a brew by skunking it or doing something silly with it, you know what I could always do? I could throw a ton of hops in at the end and say, oh, it's an IPA, because hops has a really bitter taste that takes over and can really hide mistakes that you make in the brewing process. So if you make a mistake with a beer, and you just throw a bunch of hops into it, you've erased your mistake. So it doesn't have to be a good beer. Now you have covered it up, right? Ginger beer, I feel like, is the same way. You can take a very boring cocktail. There's nothing wrong with a lime, bourbon, and maple syrup cocktail, but it's a sour. It's just a sour. It's a sour with maple syrup. It's very, very simple. You throw ginger beer in there and you think you're making it more complex. Incorrect. You are hiding a simple cocktail in there. So if you are brave enough to make a 7 ingredient cocktail, and then on that 8th cocktail ingredient, you say, you know what this needs? Ginger beer. I think this will make this cocktail that I have delicately balanced all the way through, and now I'm going to throw ginger beer on top of it. If you do that, I will meet you there. But until then, this is just fine. I would not order it. There we go. Would it make it better if you could garnish it with something that looked like a horse's tail? Yes, absolutely. LOL, since Cush doesn't like garnish so much, I'm interested in knowing. Yeah. Yeah, lime and falernum would be good. If you make an interesting cocktail and then you throw ginger beer on top of it, I'm interested. That is not normally the case, though. Most of the time, people are making very boring cocktails, lime, vodka, and some simple syrup. That's a vodka sour. And then you throw ginger beer on it. Oh, now it's the Moscow Mule. Ha, 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 ha. cheating. Ginger beer is cheating. That's what I got. That's my theory. I don't know why I have such an opinion on ginger beer. It's one of the. It's like having an opinion on shoelaces. Like you'd be really hating shoelaces. Shoelaces. I'll get them one day. Killed my father. Those shoelaces. I do. I have an opinion on ginger beer, and I don't like it. Yeah, Ernest is up. There we go. Okay, that's what I got for you guys. We are back here on Saturday for the Christmas Spectacular. We have a lot of fun things for you, so hopefully you guys are going to be able to make it here on Saturday. Saturday will be the second to last show of the year, because then we won't have a show. We won't have shows for a week. We will be back on the next Tuesday, December 30th, for the State of the Bar Address. Now, for those of you who have never been to a State of the Bar Address, it is one of my favorite shows of the year. Oh, sorry, one second. Dark and Stormy is another really good example of this. I get it. It's floating on top. It looks like dark and stormy seas. That, my friends, is a daiquiri. That is a daiquiri with ginger. Just call it a ginger beer daiquiri. Why do we have to call it a dark and stormy? Dark and stormy should be reserved for something that has heft and is terrifying. Dark and stormy. Oh, dang. I pushed the wrong button. Lights. 1 second. Dark and stormy. I just wanted one. How do I do that? Turn that off. I don't just have one. Right here? No. Anyway, listen, that's my thought on ginger beer. What about a catchy name like Reamed by a Rhyme Zone? Rhizome. What? Reamed by a Rhizome. Would that get you order it? No. I don't think I've ever in a bar ordered a drink because I liked the name. I don't think I have. I like when the drink looks good, I will order it, despite its silly name. But I won't order a drink because it's a funny name. So no, it's got to have a lot of ingredients. Oh, sorry, I got distracted by this. I'm trying to vamp because I know that Brad's like halfway through his flight already. The State of the Bar Address. The State of the Bar Address will be probably an hour-long show, so obviously you don't have to stay for any of it. Obviously you don't have to come to any of it if you don't want to. But it'll probably be an hour-long show on Tuesday, the 30th. It is the show where I will explain where I believe the show is going in the next year. I will tell you what I have planned for the next year so that we can get a calendar sort of started. We will go over some of the stuff that didn't work on the show this year. And I would love your suggestions. Like we said, I got to meet with the Cush crew last night at Strongwater, and they gave me a bunch of great suggestions. We're going to implement some of those in the new year. But if you guys have anything that you would like to see from this show, stuff that, you know, other people do this and I like this, so, you know, maybe find your own way to do that, or honestly, stop it. Just quit it. That's also a fine suggestion. That is what I got for you guys. Thank you so much for joining Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Remember, I am Dr. Cush, and also, oh dang, I wish I still had that up there. Should we do Pee-wee? No, let's do another one. We're always doing Pee-wee. Let's do this one. Something to remember as the end of the year approaches and a new year begins, in the immortal words of Dean Wormer.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Some of my favorite words of all time. Got me through a lot. Until then, guys. And also, remember...
Are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
I'll see you guys... shut up, Pee-wee. I will see you guys on Saturday for our Christmas Spectacular. And we will see each other then again for the Cush... State of the Bar Address. Cush Tucky Derby is coming up in May, so start getting your horses ready. Until then, guys, always... Bye.
Bye.